And we are live. Ooh, I like those papers. Those will be good for this. Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is another happy Saturday here from the other room. Woohoo! It is a happy Saturday.
Yes,
Hello,
it is.
Christy. Glad you're early. Glad you're getting your supplies ready so that you're going to make some foliolios. I think you're going to like this one. It is a lot of fun. Very cool. Margie's here. Hello, Margie. Good to see you. Hey, DM. Good to see you. Got your stuff ready to go? So, Sylvia, photos confuse you. What do we do with them? Put them in journal, place photos of my blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yes, all of the above, Sylvia. We'll talk about it as we're working on it, but you can use them as mini journals if you want. You can stuff them full of journal cards and then write on all the journal cards. This one in particular has space that you could write on the folio itself. You can use them if you're traveling and it's just a weekend. You might not need a whole journal. Take a folio and journal cards, and then that folio becomes your memory of just that weekend. Everything is concise and together there. Yep, whatever you want. Everybody loves to receive them. They're fun to give. And sometimes a whole journal overwhelms you. Just grab a little folio. Hello, Glynis. Ready to go. Awesome. Let's see. Glynis uses her folios as mini journals. They're quicker to make. Yes. Margie says do whatever you want to do with them. Of course, just like everything else. Christy gave him his gifts with photos in them at Christmas. Parents love them. Oh, that's a great idea, too.
Great idea.
That's a great idea. You can even make the journal cards with their photos on them and the back be journal card. But instead of decorating certain spots on the folio, you could mount a photo there. So it's a great little photo album. Mini journals. Sylvia says, good. Yes. Yes. Sylvia is a writer. She does journal. She likes to use what she makes, and the pile is growing. Sylvia, you better start writing, girl. Because we're making lots, and we're going to make lots of things this year. So you need to write lots. Let's see. Use them for Happy Mail. That's a great idea too. Hi, Linda. Hi. I was just wondering about you. I hadn't seen you today at all in admin. So I'm happy to see that you're here. Glad to see you here. Hope everything is going well. Well, I'm really excited about this one. This is a very cool, I don't know, do you call it a mini folio or just, folios come in all different sizes. So I like to just call them folios because honestly, if I make this as a mini, it's probably going to end up being about this big. That's a mini folio. This is, a folio, and then a folio can be full size too. So folios can be any size you want. This is inspired by Julie at Camelia Crafts Designs. Hi, Elisa. Oh, good to see you. It's been a while. We haven't had a sale and haven't seen you around for a while.
Cheryl Goebbels, come in.
Hi, Cheryl. Happy you're here. Hooty woo, y'all. I love it. Oh, Linda's working on her super secret project for retreat.
Oh.
I am just the very, very teeny tiny little bit that I got out of her. Not much at all. I'm very excited to see it, and I don't have a clue.
I see whatever she makes, though. Yeah.
Yeah, she does make some beautiful stuff.
Yes.
So here is the folio. Or I'll go solo just for a minute to show you the folio. The folio. Okay, so it's closed with a string closure. I just used a waxed string that is bookbinding string. You can use, sometimes I'll use, this is just like burlap or jute. I'll use
elastic.
Yeah, I've got elastic here too. This is just I don't know. Is this a tatting? No, I think it's thicker than a tatting. This is a really strong string, but I also use, depending, a jute twine. If the hole is big enough, I put mini eyelets on this one. So if I put regular size eyelets, I would use that. I might even use leather strips or floss, embroidery floss. All kinds of stuff. This is This is like jewelry making, bead stringing type string. This one is elastic, two-tone elastic, black and white. You could close it with elastic. This is like a suede. So you can really close it with anything you like. So I chose this because I loved the rust color. It went really nicely with kind of the tone of this folio. So, okay, so watch closely. It flips up here. It is not stuffed with things, so you can just see there's a pocket there.
It doesn't have to be two-sided, Dawn Marie. I mean,
no, single-sided works just as well, and you'll see. As we hope, you'll see. And if you like, if I were to do this single-sided, I might go to the back side and grab a stencil and some vintage photo or something, and just lightly stencil here and there just to give it a little bit of vintage kind of pop. But yeah, single-sided works just fine for this. Either one, single or double. Okay, so we have the opening pocket there. We open it up. There is a pocket right here. There is a pocket in the center. There is a pocket over here. There is a pocket on the back side. And, look what I did. I put the Velcro. I put them both up here, closed it down, lifted it up.
To put it on it only goes on the back one.
That's hilarious.
Put it right on the.
I only put this on the back one. I'm just going to take it off for now. It'll need to go up on top of that. Take it off for now. Deal with that later. Okay, so that's the back one, and there's a pocket there. And so the back looks exactly the same as the front.
You don't put an eyelet in the back one.
Well, I did.
You did, but you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You're not going to use it.
You don't have to. And I actually thought about putting a string there too. And I thought that would just be a pain in the behind to be undoing this string and undoing that string. And that's just, asking to get tangled up. So this one, put an eyelet, or you don't have to put an eyelet, but you can put a Velcro to keep it closed. You wouldn't have to if you don't want to, because this is going to go around it. But when this is open, if you were, doing this, it's going to flap. And so if you think things might fall out, okay, pocket there, but there's also a pocket up here, up on top. Okay, so this folio here is one 12-inch piece of paper. Okay, so this piece is right here, making a pocket. And you see that is only about 9 inches. The other 3 inches down here, make sure it's all in frame. The other 3 inches down here is folded up and is these pockets right here. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Those are the ones I did from the scraps. They're right here. These are all exactly the same. That's the 3 inches down here folded up. And then you still have this side. So that's where I grabbed scraps. I'm like, they didn't come from this piece of paper. That's where I grabbed scraps and made 3 more pockets there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pocket folio. You could squeeze a couple more in here or there if you wanted. You could. So there's a lot of good place to stuff things. Writing spaces, little folded journal cards, so you get writing space on 4 sides, or even little tiny notepads. Or you could actually, when you flip this up, you could put you could staple or glue a mini notepad with some coffee dyed paper or something right on the inside of that. That would work. So before we go any farther, let's remind everybody that 2023 in HPP is the year of using scraps, which includes paper, fabric, lace, ribbon, scraps of whatever we have, and forgotten supplies. So today we're using one 12-inch piece of paper to do this. I prefer cardstock, but just light cardstock or the thicker scrapbook paper. The really light paper I think will tear too easily, but there is a heavier scrapbook paper that's not yet cardstock. That would work just fine. And then we're going to use up some scraps in making 3 of the pockets. We can use up scraps in embellishing it. And I don't know, maybe you'll use some forgotten supplies. I tend to, if I'm using a 12 by 12 paper pad and then I have 1 or 2 sheets left that didn't get used for that project, they tend to sit there and kind of get forgotten. So that's kind of a forgotten supply. They sit there waiting to be used and the rest of the paper pad's already gone. So, and let's remind you, because there's still plenty of time to get in the February prompts. Make anything you want with red paper strips, lace, vellum, or tracing paper, and for a bonus chance in the drawing, something found in Grandma's attic. So make anything you want, post it in Happy Paper People Facebook group, use the hashtag HPPFEB prompts. At the end of the month, we will draw out, we'll pull all these hashtags. One will get drawn to receive $10 that they can use at the sale or on the website, your choice, either way. And then don't forget to come back and, or if you're watching this on the replay, comment, and in your comment, leave hashtag 1,000 subs. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and as soon as we hit 1,000, we're going to draw and give away a box that is already packed with more than $450 worth of craft supplies. And we're excited about that. We're over 800 right now, so we're getting close. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Let's see. I pulled several. So if you have non-directional paper, or if you don't care what direction it goes, that is going to be best for this project. You can do it with directional paper. I would recommend that if you have directional paper and care about the direction, that you make it once first with a non-directional paper, and then do it with directional paper. Otherwise, you'll probably end up with a face in the wrong way and be a little frustrated. So non-directional.
No, ladies.
Ask Candy how we know.
How do we know?
We don't know. We're just assuming. Okay, we are going to need a scoreboard. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let me think here. It doesn't matter which way we fold it, in or out. Okay, this is what I want as the outside. So it's what I want to be as the flap here. So we are going to turn it upside down. So what I want is the outside is face down. Correct, Candy?
No.
No?
No, face up.
Face up?
Face up.
My brain just went.
Because you're going to fold it in. You're folding in, remember? When you put your crease, it folds in. So you're going to fold it up and down.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You can always fold it back the other way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you use a non-directional piece of cardstock, and after you do it, then you can decide how you want to have it face, whether you want to even try directional cardstock or not. For some reason, my camera is not all the way back here, so let me see if I can tilt it a bit. There we go. Okay. I don't think I have it zoomed in, but it does seem like it's not.
I think you did. You zoomed it in with your camera one time.
Yeah, but I thought I took it back out. Let me check it. No, it is out. Okay, it's out as far as it goes. Okay. So it's just a big piece of paper taking up a whole lot of space here. So, okay, you'll see everything that's important. All right, so your piece of paper is down flat. It's a non-directional piece of paper, so it doesn't matter what direction it is. We are going to score it at 4 1/8 inches. You need a scoreboard, by the way.
That's just one tick past your 4-inch mark.
Yes, the first notch past the 4 inches. If you don't have a scoreboard, just measure it with your ruler and mark with a pencil up here, mark with the pencil up here, and then fold it right there. So 4 1/8. And then we're going to score at 8 1/4. So that is 8 inches plus 2 notches, 2 tick marks past the 8. So 4 1/8, so 4 and 1 tick mark, and then 8 and 2 tick marks, 8 1/4. I know a bunch of you are doing it with us, so I want to make sure. Linda, this is from, it's either Voyages Fantastique or Around the World, Stamperia. It is so pretty. The place to learn what not to do. Thank you, Margie. She's putting it in there. 4 1/8 and 8 1/4 is where you scored it. Then we're going to do a quarter turn to the left. And we are going to score it at 3 1/2. So 3 1/2 and 9. Three and a half and 9. Okay, and now you're done with the scoreboard, so you can move it out of your way. You're welcome, Linda. The 100 pocket folio. Hang a dangle from the eyelet. See, Margie, that's exactly what I said right before we went live. I'm thinking maybe I'll hang a charm from the eyelet right there. Great minds. Okay, Sylvia, are you doing it with us? Crochet thread works. Let me go back here. Crochet thread works. Double-sided, doesn't matter. It can be single or double. You will I'll show you which way you want to fold it, to make sure that your pattern side is on the outside. That's all. 100 pocket folio. 4 1/8, 8 1/4, quarter turn to the left. Hi, Penny. Then 3 1/2 and 9. Sylvia's doing it. Okay, so everybody, 3 1/2. 3 1/2, Elisa. 3 1/2 and 9. First was 4 1/4 and 8.
No, 4 1/8 and 8 1/4.
4 1/8 and 8 1/4. Margie put that in correctly. And then turn it a quarter turn and do 3 1/2 and 9. 3 1/2 and 9. Okay, now I'm going to have to do this to try to see where my score marks are because there's so much pattern on here. It becomes
I'd fold up your score marks first.
Difficult to see. So yeah, I would recommend that you fold it where it's scored so that you can see where those score marks are.
And you can verify your top and bottom.
And yes. Okay, so I'm going to fold both of these up. And then I'm going to fold these as well. And then you're going to have turned it so many times, you're not going to know what's what. So I'm going to show you which way to actually put it. Okay. Okay, hang on a second here. Yep.
Your side. That's your bottom right there that you folded up. That's your bottom.
Yep. I'm just making sure that what I'm thinking right is right. I don't want to lead them astray and have to go backwards. It's, sometimes you think about something so many times that then your brain starts to go, is that right? Okay, has everybody got it folded on your score marks? So now how I want you to lay it, if you look at your score marks, you've got 3 sections that are really wide. The center one's a little wider than the 2 outside ones, but they're all really wide, about the same. The other direction, the center one is way wide, and one is smaller, and the other one is a little bit larger than that one, but still way smaller than the center. So I want you to put it this direction so that if you fold that in the score, this is the center. This is the way wide section going horizontally in front of me. The widest section of all the score marks, right down the center, going horizontally in front of me. Okay. So
but you don't have to, because it's easy to tell the top from the bottom once you fold it, Margie, because if you look, the bottom is shorter than the top.
Once you have this way, if you look at it, you can see that the bottom is your 3.5 inches. The top is 4 1/8. So
that's your top flap.
Yeah, this bottom flap is bigger than the top flap is bigger than the bottom flap. And so then you know you're the right direction. The top flap is bigger than the bottom flap, but the widest section of all is right in front of you going horizontally. So give us a thumbs up or a yes or a I'm there or okay or something to let us know that you're with us and have it go in the right direction. You had a chance to get the score marks. You folded it up. You've turned it. And you're good to go. Got it. Linda got it. Christy got it. Margie got it. DM got it. Linda got it. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so we're good to go. I'm assuming Glennis has already got it. She's probably already figured it out on her own and way ahead. Okay, so leaving it this direction, we're going to cut these 2 score marks right here on the smaller flap, which is the bottom flap where my fingers are. We're going to cut those 2 score marks only until they meet this horizontal score mark. Okay, Sylvia's got it. Great. Okay, Glennis is going to catch up. Okay, so we're going to cut. Now you can, and you want enough room for these to fold and not get caught. So you can even cut a tiny little section out. Like where your score mark is, if you cut on the left side of it and cut on the right side of it, you're just cutting that score mark right out. You can also fold it and cut it from the back and cut that score mark right out if you want to. But all right, so I cut, there's my score mark. I cut on the left, I cut on the right, and I'm going to remove that score mark. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. It's so much easier to see once you fold it when you've got pattern paper. Okay. There's my score mark. Whoop, that one just came right off. Okay. Okay, so everybody there? Now you've cut the 2 score marks out just on the bottom flap. And so you can see a little bit of space in there. Margie's giggling at it. Christy's cut's done. Hi, Angie. So sorry you're in pain. Angie, I forgot to give you your inks when you were here yesterday. Sitting right here, and I totally forgot to give them to you. And Angie, I have that paper for you, old lace, by the way. So don't let me forget. Shoot me a message. I'll send you an invoice on that, and I'll have them all for you at the front door. And remember, you don't have to save that tiny little piece of paper. Oh, you are ordered to throw that tiny little piece of paper away. It is not unusable. We're gonna deem that one unusable. Do not save it. Okay, so everybody's here, right? Okay, so now these are our bottoms that are gonna fold up like that. Okay, we're just gonna slide this down and look at the top flap. Okay, the top flap, I'm leaving it in the exact same position so that you make sure that you get the right one. Okay, and actually, I think I'll take a pencil and mark it. We're not going to cut both top flaps like the bottom. So we come to the top, and the one on the right, we're going to cut this one. Okay, now that doesn't go dark enough that you can see it anyway. We're going to cut this one. So let's do that. Let's cut that one out. Just don't cut them both. Let's see my mark. Let's see my score. There we go.
Make sure you cut the one
on the right. Hopefully my brain is still in order. Sometimes literally I think about it so much I think myself in a circle. Okay, so here we are. We've cut the 3 bottom ones. We go to the top and we've cut the right one. Only the right one. No, Linda, it's not usable. Throw it away. Margie, don't put that idea in their heads. You're the one that is good at throwing paper away. We need to teach them to throw it away. Okay, so we cut the right one only. Everybody there? She says as she reaches for the trash can. Yep. See, Margie won't hang on to it. You shouldn't either. Okay, once you've got the right one cut, we're going to go over to the left one. We're not going to cut this one like all the others. We're going to cut, you can hear Candy inking and it's making me crazy. I need to be going her speed. That's because Candy already knows how to make this. So she's busy whipping them out. That's okay. As soon as I show you, you'll know how to do it and you can go to town, whip them out. Okay, so we did the right one only. So now we're going over to the left. Okay, we are not going to cut this one the same as the others. We're going to cut this one horizontal. So on this score mark right here, from the outside in to match the first score mark, to that point, only horizontal. So I'm going to put my thumb there so I remember that's the side I want to cut. Grab that. Cut that score mark out. Yeah, I know this is usable, Linda, but I'm deeming it unusable so that we have permission to throw it away. Okay. This is what it should look like. The right one cut and the left one cut on the horizontal. Yep, oddball cut. There's always got to be one oddball to make it fold the right way. Okay, so you've got the 3 on the bottom cut. You've got 1 on the top cut. And then we have the 1 in the left cut horizontally to go that way. Everybody there? I'm just watching chat to see if everybody's there. Yep, I go so slow so that you get it for sure the first time, and then you're going to know how to do it, and you just start whipping them out. Christy's going to Christy's gonna like this one. She's gonna be whipping them out. Upper left horizontal cut done. Oh, so needy. Oh, not needy. Sylvia, if you got that done and it's done right and you're with me, you're way less than needy. Cuts are done. Awesome. Got it. Linda, okay. All right. So here's what we do. Fold all the bottom 3 up. Fold the right one down. Fold the left one in. And now fold that down. And if that doesn't fold down nicely, like mine is not folding down nicely, that means I didn't cut out enough of that score mark, and it's too tight. So I need just a little bit of space in there. I'll go back and get another sliver so it can fold nicely straight to the trash can. Okay, so the 3 bottom ones up, the right one down, the left one over, and then the center down. The M's done. Okay, so everybody to this point right here, everything is folded in. If I'm going to lose you, this is where I'm going to lose you. So I'm going to wait till everybody says they're right here.
Yeah.
This. I mean, your cuts are done. Your scores are done. Your cuts are done. Hey, Sandy. Scores are done. Your cuts are done. And I don't want to lose you just on the silly folding part. I can see that needs a little bit of trimming up too, because I didn't cut my score mark out very cleanly. Hey, Sandy, I wasn't sure if you were going to make it. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, everybody let me know when you're here. Okay, Christy's here. Okay, the 3 bottom ones folded up, the right one folded down, the left one folded in, and then the center one folded down. Let me know when you're here. Sylvia's here. Cuts done, scores done, not tight, just right. Awesome. That's perfect. Christy's here. Sylvia's here. Linda, are you here?
Yeah, she said got it.
Okay. DM?
Yep, she said done.
Done? Okay. All right. Keeping all these things folded. Take hold of the entire thing. Now watch. Just pick it up and turn it over and put it back down exactly where it was. Glynis is done. Just pick it up and gently turn it over to the left and lay it back down. So all your folded parts are underneath now. Now what you're seeing is that wide horizontal section that was in the center. Oh, Sandy's not. Sandy, you're going to do it with us? I will make another one and walk through it, not quite so slowly. So Sandy,
yeah,
Sandy, if you want to, because yeah, you'll like this one. I think Sandy will like this one. Don't you think she will?
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like it.
Yeah, I think this is
fun. It's fun to make. It's fun to decorate.
It is really fun to make and fun to decorate, and it's easy, but it looks difficult. Okay, everybody flipped it over, right? Okay, once you're flipped over like this, take the right side panel and fold it in.
And that'll be the one without the flap.
Yep. And so all you should have is one flap on the bottom. Okay. Sylvia's there. Awesome. Okay. So fold the right panel in. So you should just have one flap there. We'll keep that closed. And then fold the left panel in. And you can burnish those down with your fingers a little bit. I'm being careful not to do it with my tool, my bone folder, because sometimes I do it too hard and it makes my paper crack. Okay, so once you folded the left side in, now you've got the flap on the top and the flap on the bottom. Everybody there? Right panel folded, left panel folded, done. Ta-da! Yeah. Okay, it is not glued, but it is folded. That is exactly your folio folded. See how easy it is? Once you know what to do, it's super easy. So here, before we glue it, this is the time that if you want to round the corners, I rounded the corners on that one. You do not have to. Oh, look at that. I rounded one corner, not the other. Wow, I was quick on that one, wasn't I? I can still do that. But if you want to round corners, now's the time to do it. I like to often round the corners on my pockets. And once you glue them down, you can't really do that. So if you want to round the corners, and again, you don't have to. Now is where it's, personalized. So if you open it up to start rounding corners and to ink it, don't worry. I'll show you how to fold it back up again. But here, essentially, it's not glued, but watch. Here's your front flap. This is going to be a pocket. You open it up. We're going to put pockets on all three of these. This is where our scraps come in. We're just going to find 3 scraps and put 3 pockets there. On the back, we have a pocket right there. And on the very back, we have the flap up. And this will be a pocket right here. And then we have the pocket down here. So the folio with the pocket on both sides. See, it's all good to go, just is not glued. Hi, kitty. Nice kitty. So this is where I'll round the corners. I'll ink it. I'm going to cut thumb notches. I would do all that before gluing it down. It's a whole lot easier. So if you want to, if you don't want to, you can go straight to gluing. But I'm going to do that. I'll cut my thumb notches too, because I always end up inking it, and then I cut thumb notches, and then I have to ink that part again. So, and like I said, if you open it up to round all the corners, don't worry about putting it back together. I will show you. We'll put it all back together, and then you can glue it. Make sure you've got it correct. Okay. Let me get the top ones.
Sometimes it doesn't quite line up. You might have a little, because your paper might not be exactly 12 by 12.
Oh, it should line up absolutely perfectly.
Yeah. I've had 2 that lined up perfectly and one that was off just a little tiny bit.
You know how that is. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that I would like my pocket down a little farther. It's just a little tall.
Yeah, I slanted mine. On
this one. Yeah, you can do that.
Just realize that you're going to put a tab there, so you might.
I'm going to keep everything straight for the first one, and then we can show them like variations you've done, and So I'm just going to cut that border off there, which brings it down a little, and then when I put a thumb notch in there, it'll also have a little bit more even in the center, but it just gives me a little bit more room to get something in and take it out. Okay. And I will do that corner, basically all the corners. I'll do that one. Okay. So let's see, did I get all my corners? Well, I didn't get that one, and I think I want that one. Okay, so now I'm going to do thumb notches, and then I will ink. Thumb notch, you could use a square punch, you could use this tab punch, you could use a circle punch like we often do, any kind that you want. If you have a tab punch, it just gives, that's slightly different, but any size circle punch works great. Square punches work the same as this as well. They just aren't going to have the rounded corner, but I have used square punch. I have used scalloped round punches, anything you want. And that might depend on what kind of paper you're using. Let's try to get those in the same. Might depend on what kind of paper you're using as to what kind of design you want on there. I will save these until I'm done decorating it, and then I'll toss them if they're not used I will toss them. Okay, so there's the 3 on the bottom and that one on top. And let me flip it over. And then we're going to add 3 pockets on the back, on this back, which is actually the inside later. And we'll notch those as we do them. So, okay, so I've got all my thumb notches. I've got all my corners rounded. Now I'm going to do a little inking. Yes, okay. Oopsie. Christy, the first score is at 4 1/8, and 8 1/4. 4 1/8 and 8 1/4. And this is always on a 12-inch piece of paper. Now, you can cut it down, make other sizes, but this is for everything.
Yeah, I made it teeny tiny just for
I'm going to try a teeny tiny. 4 1/8 and 8 1/4. And then quarter turn to the left and score it at 3 1/2 and 9. 3 1/2 and 9. Okay. I like to do my creases here too. And on the inside. Like that worn look on the inside. It's a little fiddly doing it with all these flaps that are not glued down, but it's a real pain to try to ink them after they're glued down. Not impossible. You can do it, but it's, a pain. It's much easier to do it this way, even though you're flapping this whole thing around back and forth in your way. Okay, so we got the top. Let me get the bottom. What does DM say? Mine is off by about 1/4 inch on one side, but I have an idea to fix it.
Yeah, there's every once in a while the paper's not quite.
Well, yeah. And you can check your paper before you start, see if it's exactly 12 by 12. If you'll need to cut off the branding strip, if it has a branding strip. Sometimes they don't really mark the branding strip. It's just built in. So you have to cut off that 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, depending what they do, to make sure that that's not giving you extra space. So it sounds like you might even have a 1/4 inch of a branding strip on there. Some of them don't perforate them and they don't even put stuff on them. It's just part of the paper.
Yeah.
So, if your first score was at 4 1/8 and 8 1/4, and if it wasn't, then if I said something wrong and messed you up, then you scored it wrong. Well, it's probably not going to fold right.
Is there supposed to be a pocket on the back? What do you mean? Yeah, one of your folds has there's pockets everywhere.
Right now, if you look at it, the whole back of it has nothing. Nothing at all.
If it's straight.
If you lay it out straight, there's nothing back here. We are going to put pockets there, but right now there is nothing. Okay. Once you finish inking, I'm pretty slow inker, so you'll probably all be done by the time I'm done. Let's see, one more over here. Then we'll glue this down, and then we'll grab some scraps of something.
And even if you're going to have pockets back there anyway, eventually. So,
yeah.
So you might have folded one flap backwards.
That's true. If you, if you're laying it this way and you have pockets on the back, then you probably folded one of these backwards that way.
And that's fine.
Yeah, if this is the inside of my paper and that's the outside, then all three of my bottom flaps should be folded up, and then these all three are cut to fold down. That's where all of your folds are right now. So all you have to do then is, Sylvia, if you folded them the wrong direction, just turn it over so that your outside is on the outside and fold everything to the inside. If it's folded to the inside, and as we go to glue this, then we'll go through it real slowly as well. Because, you can fold this either direction. So if you folded it wrong, we haven't glued it down yet. Just fold it to the inside. When you flip it over, is your paper. That's your outside of your paper, but there's nothing here yet. No, there will be, but that's our addition. So the base folio is one 12 by 12 piece of paper. And then we add on 3 pockets with scraps. And if your paper cracks, mine did quite a bit, just ink over the cracked paper. It makes it look like aged paper. And you don't see that white. And it looks good. Let's see if I got all my edges. I think I did. Okay, so tell me when y'all are done cutting. If you're doing corners, if you're doing thumb notches, and you don't have to round corners, you don't have to do thumb notches either. And you don't have to ink. So depending on what your paper is, maybe it's not vintage or old. I'm going to do a botanical one. I may or may not ink. I don't know. If your paper cracks, it means you're a crackpot. Oh, don't worry, Sylvia. I folded it the wrong way the first time too. That's why I'm going really slow. And now that you got it, let me know when you're done rounding corners if you're going to, cutting thumb notches if you're going to, and inking it if you're going to. Let me know when you are here with me at this point. And I'm back to having it all laid out with the inside showing. Do 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 do. That was a little out of tune. It's because my mouth is dry and I need a drink. But the song kept going in my head while I'm taking a drink. Do 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 do. Okay, so is everybody at this point where you have done corners, you've done thumb notches if you want them, and you've inked if you want to? Let me know who's here at this point. So this is my 12 by 12 piece of paper with the inside facing up, the outside of my folio facing down. Okay, Dawn Marie's with me. Elisa's here. Awesome. I'm looking for Christy, Glynis, Sylvia, Linda.
Linda says she'll catch up later.
You might be caught up. Oh, dog woke up. Needed cuddling. Aw. Don't want to round corners. Don't have to. Don't want to ink. Good. I've gained just enough confidence to remain here. Awesome, Sylvia. And, and if you're making one as a prototype too, you don't need to round the corners. You don't need to ink. Just make one out of some old paper that you want to use up and, have it as your prototype. Let's see. Christy's with us. Sandy caught up. Awesome. Did I see Glynis? She'll catch up even if she didn't. Oh, I don't need to do those. They're going to be folded up. What am I thinking? Okay. So here's what you're going to do. Fold the bottom 3 up. And let's glue them down. It's a pocket, remember, so only glue on the left and right side. That's the only instruction for gluing I have. Cheryl's following. Awesome. Glynis is ready. Okay, so we're going to glue on the left and the right side. And I always put my hand on the side or thumb on the side that I don't want glue on, so I don't accidentally get talking or brain get distracted and put glue there. So I'm holding it down on the top, putting glue on the left and on the right. I'm trying to just put a little bit right near the edge so that I can get as large a pocket as possible. Flip it over and glue that guy down. We'll do the same thing on the center one. Okay. Flip it over and glue it down. And you should see just a tiny bit of your inside of your paper through there, like that score mark, so that it has room to fold. So that's perfect. And then we'll do the same thing on the third one. Okay. And then let me know when you've got all 3 glued down and you are to this point. Rinse and repeat. So I should be able to get in here as a pocket, and in here as a pocket, and in here as a pocket. Good. I'm good to go. Sandy's done. Sylvia's done. Poor Candy. She's almost over her cold, but not quite. She's got the sniffles. So bad. DM's done. Christy's done. She's dining too. What's for dinner, Christy? Okay. So this one does not get glued. This is the flap that covers the pocket. Right? Elisa's done. Linda's going to catch up later. Cheryl's following. Okay, so we're good to go then. So the last pocket we have is this one that you can see that I cut a thumb notch out of it. So we need to glue this pocket down. So I'm going to put my hand where I don't want glue, and I'm going to go down the top, maybe. I think I left it off that one. Oh, come on. Apparently that's too long for this bottle of glue. They don't have very much patience with us, these bottles of glue. There we go. Okay, I'm going down across the top and across the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to fold that one in and glue that one down. So you should have 3 pockets glued on the bottom, 1 pocket glued across horizontally on the top, and that's it on the top. Candy's never well, at least her mind anyway. Yeah. She's doing pretty well, but she's just still sniffling. It takes a while to get over it.
It's just constant sniffling. It's just driving me nuts. Just enough. It's just enough to irritate you.
Yeah. Yeah, Margie, sometimes this glue just drives me nuts. It's like, really? Can I have 30 seconds, maybe 1 minute before you... Okay, so we're going to fold this flap down. We're going to fold this flap down. And it goes down a little bit if you need to, so they know that they're staying down. Love you, Sniffles, Sandy says. Okay, is everybody here? Everybody glued? Okay, so those are glued. We're going to fold these two down, and now it's easier to take hold of the whole thing and just flip it over gently to the left. So it stays the same direction, just flip it over. Yeah, Glynis is done, Sandy's done. Yam's done. Okay, so now is where we're going to find 3 scraps of whatever, and we're going to put 3 pockets across here. Okay, so here's the one with the pocket. We just glued these 3 pockets up. We folded this down. We glued this pocket. We folded that down, and we flipped it over. Now we're going to glue 3 pockets across here. They can all be straight pockets. They could be cut side pockets. They could be torn pockets. They could be short. They could be tall. What I did is just make them the same height as the one on the front. That's all I did to make it easy.
And I didn't even do that.
Which is 3 inches. So I just looked for scraps that were 3 inches wide, or I'm sorry, 3 inches tall. And then these are all a little bit different width. And you want to make sure that it doesn't go all the way to the fold, because you do need to have room for that to fold. So this one I cut off here so it could be a more of a tuck pocket and hold something a little larger. It has plenty of room. And then these, I just made sure they don't quite go to that fold mark. And so you'll want to take that and measure, like from one end to the other end is 4 inches on mine. And so I'm going to cut this 3 inches tall, and then just a hair shy, 2 hairs shy of 4 inches. These notches, Christy, these notches I cut with the tab punch. Grab a scrap.
Makes it cool. It rounds. You can do it with a square, but it rounds the
You can
corner.
use it with a square, yeah, or a lot of times we'll use the circle, and we put the circle punch on and get a half circle and for the thumb notch. And you can use a square. I've used a square, and it will give a perfect, part of a square. It's it just doesn't round the edges. This one just rounds the edges because it's the tab punch. So the way you do it is stick your item in there, but you don't want to stick it all the way through. If I stick it all the way through, it's gonna cut out whatever is in there. So you can do it with something that's folded too, and actually make well, that's how you do this to get the tabs over the top. Anyway, so you're gonna stick it in and just kind of line it up to these 2 points where it bends, where it starts to curve down, right there. So I'm going to put the paper about right where that curve starts, and then just punch. And there's a thumb notch. Now, if I used a square punch and did that, you could put the square in as far as you want. So you could get as deep of a thumb notch as you wanted. The only difference on the square and the tab is that this gives me the rounded corner right here, and a square punch would just be perfectly squared right there. That's the only difference. So that's how I did that. Okay, so now we're going to look for 3 scraps that you want to put on here for pockets. And let's just do it at 3 inches tall, just for your prototype. And then you can change anything up that you want. Let's see, done and flipped. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to look for 3 scraps. Maybe you have one long piece off of a 12-inch piece of paper that is a good match that has, if it's 3 inches tall, you could cut it into 3 sections and make those. That's perfect. If not, here I had to grab 3 different pieces. So I just want to make sure that they're 3 inches tall, and then I'm going to measure each one. This section I know is 4 inches, so I'm going to go just a couple hairs shy of 4 inches, so there's room to fold. This one is the widest, and that one I can see is 4 and a 16th, 4 and a 16th. So I'll make that one 4 and a little bit more than 4, but not as much as 4 and 16. 4 and 1/16. And then this section over here for me is 3 3/4. So I'll make that about 3 1/2 to make this type of pocket, but you could do another one like this. So 3 3/4, you'd want to go just shy of that to do another pocket like this. If you want to do this type, then about 3 1/2, 3 inches up to here, 3 1/2 there. Just pick a point. You could pick a point over here. It could be wherever you want, just to make an angled cut, and just leave maybe 1 inch to 1 1/2 inches on this side, so that there's plenty of room there to hold whatever you might stick down in there. Okay, so I'm going to grab some scraps and we'll do that. I will want my paper trimmer to do that. And I've got some scraps right here. Let's see. Oh, actually,
Oh, I just clicked on that.
the bundle of scraps. Let's see. Be kind of full. Ooh, that is kind of full there. Right on the pocket. All right. Writing this. Let's see, what is it? It's kind of scientific. I like the diagrams, but I don't want to cover, maybe I'll put something with diagram on as decor because it's going to get covered. Part of it's going to get covered. So I'm kind of looking for which color. I don't like that. That's too yellow and whatever that is. It needs to be a little darker. That's pretty good. That's even better. I like the variation. I like it where it has a variation of color, apparently. That one is much better. So this one's been cut down for something else, so I can just keep cutting it down. And then, let me see here. Keep it up this side. Let's see how tall that is. just over 3 inches. I can make that work. Let's see, how far is 4. It's going to get cut right off. Okay. Oh, it's cut too far. Okay. There's my first pocket. It's a little tall. I need to cut that down just a hair. All right. And then that paper, that would make good pocket. I did have some. looking at already cut up paper packs to see if there's a piece I can. Oh, cool. There's the mini page, the 8x8 page of that same page. How do you put that on there? That right there. This is what's going to get covered. Let's see over there. So, what is covered? Okay. And this way. Maybe I could put the other side too, have some contrasting color. See, now the choices begin.
Okay, the hard part, picking a paper for pockets. Yes. For Marianne, that's the hard part.
Yeah. I know, the coordinating. Coordinating of stuff. I didn't realize I had that page, but that's cool. Okay. That'll be cool. There's one. The next one is a little bit more than 4 inches. And this is there. So I'm going to do here. A little bit more than 4, but not quite 4 6/10. Okay. And make that inches. Let's see. There we go. There's my center. That would make it cool. There. And then over here, that was a little less than, that was 3 3/4. Okay. So I just want to go 3 inches high here. Yeah, you don't have to think so hard about your pockets.
Yeah.
You don't want to. But if you want to, you can.
Pick a pocket paper, put it in the pile, pick one up, put it down, look at them and smile. Fold it one way, it's perfect. Fold it another way, it's wonky. Fold it one way, there's a pocket in back. Fold it another way, no pockets visible. It's magic. Yeah. It's on the way you fold it.
It's magic. I think that was 3 3/4. Okay, so I want this to be about 3 1/2. Okay. And look at all these cool little strips I have that I can then take and collage onto a card to make a journal card to go in there. All right, so this is the one that's going to go on my far right side. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that down at an angle. I want it to be about maybe half the way tall, and then about over to here. So literally just eyeball it in that regard and that. And then that's going to go off, and there you go. Okay.
Use this and stack more pockets on the pockets. Yeah.
Yes.
I put 2 pockets in my son.
Yes, or belly bands. That's what I said. There's a lot more places on here that you could add more pockets, but as it is 7 pockets. But once you get these pockets down, you see there's other places you could put one, or you could stack them on top of each other. Yeah, there's a lot of additional pocket space here. Okay, so I'm gluing this one down. And frantically, or not frantically, she's inking like a wild woman.
I'm doing my second one.
What happens when you know how to do it already. Okay, so oops, I forgot to ink that before I put it down.
Oh, I didn't decorate the first one yet. I'm just going to do 2.
It's still coming up, so I'm just going to lift it up and ink it. Otherwise, I'll show you how to do it if it's already down. Definitely needs to be inked on the cut for me. Okay, that's going to need a little more glue. Probably a good thing that I didn't give it enough glue. There we go. All right, so there's my, I think I'm done with, I don't know if I'm done with that or not, but I'm going to set it aside so I can work with these other 2 pockets. Yeah, I think it's a little bit tall. Let me turn it down just a tiny bit. How is it width-wise? It's fine. As long as it could even be a little wider, but as long as it's less than what the width of that is, it'll be just fine. Just a little tall. Okay. So these 2 pockets, I want to ink them and put the thumb notch in. If you're going to do a thumb notch, it's a whole lot easier to do it. You kind of sort of have to do it before you glue it down. All right, so Folio. This one's going right here. So I want thumb notch right there. And honestly, on that, to make the thumb notch, you can use any shape punch you have. You know, if it's a fancy folio, use a scallop punch. That's really pretty. But you can use any shape that you have. Okay, and then I want to round these corners because I rounded the corners of the other ones, the ones that were attached. Okay.
Christy had to go. She'll be back in a bit, going to get dinner.
Oh, enjoy.
So the piece of paper that came in HPP subscription box was a piece of paper folded in thirds, and it was called a folio. Explain, please.
Okay, so a folio is something that folds on top of itself. And a book is something that has actual pages that turn. That is the absolute simplest definition or difference, just to show the difference in them. I remember hearing that so many times and wondering, what are they? I don't even know what they're talking about. What do they mean by folio? Is it a book? What? Yeah, a folio is something that folds upon itself like this, and a book is something that If you turned this into a cover and it had actual pages, now it becomes a book. But actual pages that turn is a book. Folds on top of it or onto itself is a folio. And a folio can have a lot of folds, but it still doesn't have pages that turn. It might have a flip out and, that which kind of sort of imitates a page.
You could put a journal inside of it, though.
You could put a journal inside of a folio. You can put a folio inside of a journal. Yeah, absolutely. Do whatever you want with it. All right, let's see if I left this off the glue long enough again. Getting low too. Need to fill it up, but I don't feel inclined to fill it up because it hasn't been cooperating. Not going to feed the glue when it doesn't work right. All right. Okay, so there's the first. Okay, so now I just need my center socket. Is this one. And I've got a bit of a gap here, and so I'm going to leave the same gap on this one. So it'll be intentional, which is perfect because it gives me room to cut off this little border, which I wanted out here. I wanted the border out here so it would line up with the border and out here. But in the center, I don't necessarily want the border. Okay, that gives me plenty of room in between them. All right, so let's get a thumb notch around the corners, ink it, and move along. All right. Okay. And if you find it too hard to ink it, not getting ink coming off, then you probably need to re-ink your ink pad. Sometimes I think we get going and we forget, especially one that we might use all the time, like walnut stain or vintage photo or, gathered twigs, things like that have that aged look. Don't forget to re-ink it. Maybe when we're done, I'll show you how. Somebody asked me before. It's been a while though, how to re-ink it, how to actually apply the ink. But you guys probably already know that. Okay, with my last pocket, I'm gonna go down both sides. Put that in the center. I have room, so I'm just going to center it between the two folds. Okay. So as everybody at this point, probably all done with that point, I'm waiting. All right, Margie, what did I do with the pin? There it is. Let's see. Elise is back. Yay. Fish and sweet potato fries. Oh my goodness. And a chocolate bundt cake? Oh.
Wow.
That sounds awesome. Okay, so this was the back of our folio, and we just put 3 pockets in.
Sandy says, did you forget to glue the bottom, Marianne?
Thank you, Sandy. I did. 3 sides, because this one only had 2 sides. In my brain, I'm thinking 2 sides. I did forget. It's supposed to be belly band. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
I did forget to glue the bottom. Thanks, Sandy. Sandy's got my back. Either that or... All right, there's the one. 3 sides on a pocket. Duh. And I'm sure I did it to this one too. Oh, that one got a little close. Did. Across the bottom. All right. Okay, so that is the back. Don't forget to put the pin in the glue. So the back has, so if it's laying like you've got your 3 pockets. Then you're going to fold the right one in. And you've got a pocket there. Then you're going to fold the left one in. And you've got a pocket there. And there's the front of your folio. So now your folio is glued, is actually glued in place. You should be able to open it up and open that up. But when you close this, you should have the 2 flaps. One is the front, one is the back. See, I'm cracking here. So just ink it up. Crack it up. Not a cracked pot, just cracked pot. Cracked. That doesn't sound right. That's kind of a white edge over there. Okay, so if it's folded right, you should have a flap on the left and a flap on the right. Alisa, I meant to glue the bottom of the pockets. It was accidental. I just forgot.
She's wanting to see if you guys are paying attention. I don't really
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Okay, so there it is. Now you can put a tab on the front and a tab on the back. And then if you want to, put Velcro on the back to hold that closed. Make sure that the Velcro is up high enough here that it goes onto the pocket, not onto this part here. I guess it could go there, but then everything in the pocket's going to rub against it as you go in. Okay, and you've got the pocket here too. So get back in frame there. Okay, so this is the back tab. It did not need an eyelet unless you want to hang a charm. The front tab is where I put the eyelet. And you could choose not to put string and an eyelet on this as well. You could put Velcro on the front. You could have Velcro on both of them. Or you could have no Velcro and you could just use a string closure to go around or around the other direction. So this just wraps around. It's not already tangled up sitting here. This is just bookbinding thread. Waxed bookbinding thread works great. Okay, so once, twice, and the third time it goes through here. And I just put a key as a charm on the end. You can, put anything you want, any kind of a charm. The back one with a Velcro, and this holds it closed. So when you go to open it, you only have to open one. Put it back through here. Only open one instead of unwrapping this one, unwrapping that one, and then they're all tangled up. Okay, so I will add tabs, but that's your folio. Now that it's glued, you can see how when you open it, it's still easy to put it back together. If you find yourself lost as to which direction it should go, then the easiest way to do it is go back to where you laid it out with the inside facing up and you folded up the pockets. Then just remember we folded down and we picked it up and flipped it over. Then once you're looking at the back, you're just going to fold in the right, fold in the left. There's your folio. Okay, so I'm going to add me some tabs there. Maybe, I probably won't do a little decorating. I will fold another one. So if you want to see the fold again, most of you, I think, probably got it already. So let's see my tabs. Ooh, that would be kind of a cool looking one. It's got music on it. With that steampunk. Is it too dark? I don't think so. Let's see, no, there's another. I like the dark. I like the contrast. So I'm going to use these two dark ones.
If you put on the pocket first and then on the lid Velcro.
Yes, put the pocket on first. Put the pocket on first and then put the Velcro on. I would even put your tab on first. Because if you look at it,
on your tab.
If you look at it, you've got to get past this thumb notch. And so that puts it about right here where my thumb is. From here up. And that's right where your tab is going to be. So I'd put the tab on first because you're gonna overlap the bottom, the edge of the tab.
And if you put your Velcro right on your tab, it's down past your pocket.
Yeah.
All right, two done. I'm just gonna decorate. That's the hard part.
Two made, not decorated. Yeah, the decorating is what takes longer if you think about it. If you don't think about it.
I got my little one decorated last night.
Oh yeah, cool. As soon as I get these tabs on, let's bring you on and you can show them the teeny one you made. But I should have inked it before I put it on because the back is white. And I can see that white edge, and I don't want to see that white edge. Taking it like this, it would be easier to ink. All right. Now, if you're wondering, I put glue on the bottom part of the tab on both sides because they're both going to go around the piece of paper, so they both need glue. But then the top half of it, I only put glue on one half because they're just going to be glued together. And as long as, even using one of these fast drying glues, if you put the glue on and then bend it over and put it on it, as long as you don't squeeze it on, you got a minute to move it around because it's just sitting there. Once I know I have it in a place that I like it, then I'll go ahead and press it down.
Margie was saying put the Velcro on the pocket first.
Oh, yeah. You could do that. I would kind of look at, I'd probably put it on the pocket first, but also look at it to see where it's going to hit, because you don't want to put it so far down the pocket that it's hitting the top of the tab and off. You know, you want to make sure it's going to fall right there within that tab portion. Okay, so I'm going to do an eyelet on this side. While I do the eyelet, oh, I just dropped my pin on the floor. Here, let me bring Candy on here. Candy, show them your mini, your teeny tiny.
I'm fixing to put the string on it right now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I get this piece of tape.
Well, at least I can see the pin. Hate when I drop the pin on the floor and then can't find it. Getting it to come off the floor is a whole other story, though. Okay. Let's see.
I was working on.
Introduce a little one.
There's my mini.
That's cute. Very cute. Aw.
Pocket there. I got a pocket here. I don't have anything in it yet. Let's cut this down.
Mm-hmm.
Pocket there. And 2 pockets here. I haven't made little tags go in yet, but
Not completely embellished yet, but it's cute. That's a little
pocket there, a little button card in it. I did find that. That's it.
Cute, cute, cute. Okay.
And I had some gold elastic when I found a piece.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of it. Leftover from Christmas.
It works. So those are large.
Yeah.
It works.
It worked.
Quite well.
And then this is the one I just made.
That's pretty.
And then I'm just going to wrap it one time and I'm going to put a charm on here and then just twist it through here.
I pulled out some paper to do a botanical one.
This is the other one I made, the first one.
I like that one a lot.
And my pockets on the inside. I got to do the pockets on this one first. This was the prototype I made.
Double ta-da. Put the pocket first. Double ta-da. Like,
I got Velcro on my back pocket.
This
was the first one I made.
Yep. Awesome job. They're saying, I agree. You did a great job on those.
Yeah, just got to decorate them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made them and then I was like, I went to decorate them and I was like, no, I can't do it. I just don't feel like doing it.
Well, aw. Candy's too sick to decorate. You know she's sick. I don't know if I have any eyelets that are dark enough.
All I have is black. I put a green one on this one.
Oh, I've got all kinds of colors. I've got all kinds of colors and I wanted black. I have black in the regular size, but I don't think I have any black minis.
Yeah, I'm running out of black minis. I use them a lot.
Yes.
I need the antique bronze minis is what I need.
Okay. I guess it's time to get eyelets. Minis. Mini eyelets.
Minis. I use the minis.
Well, I could color and take one of those white ones and color it, but I don't want to take the time to do that. Let's see if there's a black. Oh, wait, maybe there's a black right here. Oh. Yeah. There we go. That's what I want. And that's what I wanted. The black. And I've got my nice little sticker on here, one on each side. Of course, I didn't know that you made the stickers until after I finally figured out how to tell what side I'm using. I think I might go ahead and put an eyelet on the back too, because I think I might hang a little charm from it. Like a teeny charm. Just cut a little hole, punch a little hole. So I won't take time to decorate this one. As soon as I finish, I will fold one more. So if anybody didn't see the fold or wants to go over it one more time, I will fold one more. There we go. Okay. So when you have it like this, there's your back right there. Extra thing just folds in. And then you know those pockets outside. So
crocodile settings are for the mini eyelets. Oh, we need to send her a label. It's C.
Oh. It's C for the top and 4 for the bottom. Yeah, Penny.
Do you want these labels?
I've got some extras. I've got some extras still. If we don't have mango lemonade, oh, that sounds awesome. Orange tang, poor tang.
I have one that's the settings for the small and the large. And
if we don't have
crocodile.
Penny, if we don't have an order between now and then, remind me at retreat. We'll give you a pair of these. The setting for the large, the top is A, the bottom is 2, and for the small, the top is C, the bottom is B. Candy was kind enough to make those on her label maker. And I think I'm going to do black.
See over here.
Let's see here.
Lisa's got to run.
Bye, Lisa. Thanks for being here. So glad you made it. We'll see you again soon. We'll be planning a sale again soon, just for those who've been asking. I do have some new Stamperia, some new Minte, and a whole bunch of very old books, and some not so very old books are good topic books. So we'll be looking at some of those things. And Candy is convincing me to stash some of my stuff. She's very convincing. She has convinced me. I'm working on that one. Let's see. What did we do? Okay. And room to hang a charm. I think maybe we have a gear charm. Not all right here, but there might be something. If not, I'll wait to go pull them out. Oopsie. Some tiny gears. for a year. It is about the right size.
Undo. You want? Yeah, people want undo.
Say that again.
Undo it. Retreat.
Oh yeah, I can do undo.
Yeah, I probably need to get another bottle too.
Really gold. I'll need to rust that up. I do still have a pretty decent stock of undo. That one might work. I try to make sure I have plenty of that because I need it a lot. It's kind of small. How about that? It's wooden. I could do the other side too. It's wooden, so it's not heavy. Metal one's going to be heavier. I don't want to put something as heavy as this. Oh, that's nice and rusty. I love the way that's turned out. Yeah. Okay. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Go for it. Spring.
It's super lightweight because it's wooden.
No, it's cute.
And I'll just need to do the back side. And like I did the front, I might even put a gem or something in the center. But for now, I can put it on. Out right there. All right.
Sandy likes it too.
Thank you, Sandy. Both of you on board. I guess it's okay to use it. I trust your taste.
Or would we steer you wrong?
One of you alone? Not so sure.
Are we sabotaging you?
Not yet, but you will. Quite sure. All right.
Sandy's on drugs. Who knows what she's thinking?
Oh, Sandy's on adrenaline because she's got an appointment.
Did you get your appointment? Was it this week or next week? Was it next week?
This coming Thursday.
Yeah.
This next coming
time.
Yeah, not 2 days ago, but coming up.
Yeah. But I was like, wait, did she already know? She didn't get it.
And just be prepared, Sandy. If it's really bad and it's been a long time because they've been making you wait, you might need to get a series of 2 before you get, full effect. So don't get discouraged if the first one doesn't give you full relief. Because I know they do up to like a series of 3 in a row, a few weeks apart.
It's gonna be a few weeks or a few months apart for her. Jeez.
Few weeks. Let it get in there, get going, but then it's not full effect. Get another injection in there. There you go. This one isn't as heavily waxed as the other one, which is really interesting. Ooh, I have a black one that is. They were from the exact same company, just different color packaging. Maybe that black one missed the heavy waxing because that waxing grabs onto itself and locks in really nicely.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay, I will get that decorated and stuff full of tags, and bring that to the retreat.
You are usually so uplifting, Marianne. What the hell?
Oh, sorry, Sandy. I'm preparing you so you won't be all, disappointed and depressed if you don't have 100% relief. But then, see, now it'll work for her. The first time she'll have 100% relief, and she'll go, woohoo! Just saying, not saying, just saying. Oh, I love you, Sandy. Got to tell you the truth. You'd be going, yeah, I thought you told me these injections were going to work, and I still have some pain. What the? That's what, yeah, I could be saying the same thing. So, all right, I'm going to cut one more. So, just in case you care to look at the folds and cuts again, I am just curious to try this guy. I'm curious what this
pretty
will look like.
It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty.
I think it'll look cool to have the cloth all cut apart and folded different directions. Don't you think?
Yep. I think
okay. So that's the outside. Let's see here. I want that. And I think I want that. I think I want that. Yep. Okay. Score. Okay, we're going to score a 4 and 1/8. 4 and 1/8, and then we're scoring at 8 and 1/4. Oh, I just realized how that flips. 4 and 1/8, and then we're scoring at 8 and 1/4. That's an easy way to remember them. Quarter turn to the left, and 3 1/2, and 9. Okay, I pressed too hard in there. That's why they crack. I tend to press a little too hard, I think. Okay, so can remove the scoreboard. We are ready to fold. We're going to fold all the folds. Let's see. That would be, yeah, that's going to look cool. I would have loved to have that be the top. Nope, it's not. All right. Talking to myself. Fold. 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 And fold. There we go. All right. So now this is the inside. The outside of my folio is down. And I have the widest folded section across horizontally in front of me. None of these other sections anywhere are this wide. We have 10 minutes.
Wow, it's 10 to 9 already.
I know. So this is our widest section. We're going to go to the bottom, and we're going to cut out these 2 score marks from the bottom only up to the first horizontal score mark they meet. Oh, it's going to be hard to see it on this. It might be easier if I turn it over.
Margie says this away and that away, getting dizzy.
Go this way and that way and that way and this way. Is that what you're thinking, Margie? The more we get together. And my little slippy scissors. Okay. Yeah, I can't even see it on that pattern. I have to flip it over here to. I don't even know if I cut it straight there. I can't see where the score mark is. Well, I'll cut it right straight because I can't see where the score mark is.
Penny said, poor old rabbit is definitely going to be late.
What? Poor what? Rabbit?
It looks like a Alice in Wonderland clock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. It's from Voyages, isn't it? I think Voyages Fantastiques.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Either that or
World or something.
Around the World. It's either Voyages Fantastic or Around the World. Those are the only two I grabbed. Okay, so there, those are the pockets. Okay, all right, so now it's upside down. I've got the bottoms cut. Now remember, I want the right one only, right here. Maybe if I fold it, I can see it. I still cannot see it on that side. It's hard enough to see it on this side, but that pattern is so dense and dark that you just can't see. Okay. There's that one. And back to the top. All right. And then this one does not get cut there. This one gets cut horizontally. So right across here from the outside to the first score mark it meets.
Somebody just sent something.
Yeah. As soon as I finish cutting this, in case anybody's watching and writing it down, I'll go grab it. My phone's right here. Okay. And then cut out that score mark. Okay. So then the three on the bottom fold up. Top one folds down. Left one folds over. And then so you see if everything is folding in right. Or if you need to cut, I can see that this is right here is overlapping my fold. So when I go to fold the whole folio, it's not going to fold. So I need to cut that down a bit. Okay. That works. That works. That works. Here, there. That works. And that one looks like it's just a little. Yeah, the busier the pattern, or the busy and dark, the darker the pattern is for me, the harder it is to see that score line, especially when the light, I can't turn on a really bright light or you won't be able to see. Okay, there we go. Flip it over. And then this would go this way. That would go that. Oh, look at that. How did that happen, Candy?
What? What'd you do? What'd you do?
I did the exact same way, but this one is wider. This is not the wider one, which should be the wider one right there.
Or something. Hold on.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay, so.
Maybe you didn't score it right. You got in a hurry?
No, I double checked my score marks, but.
Is that truly a 12 by 12?
What? I didn't measure it first. I think it is, but I didn't measure it first. But here's the thing. This side is the exact same as the center, which is going to make it hard to close it. And this
Your
side.
score marks are off. If that's the case, your score marks are off.
They have to, well, back here.
3.5 and 9. Your 3.5 and 9 are off.
Okay, so we started with 4 and an 8 and 8 and a quarter.
Your vertical ones would be 3.5. I
and
mean,
8.
4.
That's right. Okay, and then a quarter turn to the left, and then that should be 3.5. It is 3.5 and 9. It is. So they're exact. Okay, and then the large.
Oh, because that's your box.
Oh,
Wait,
this did I turn it upside down?
I think you
Did I
did.
turn it upside down?
You turned it upside down.
No, wait a minute. If I do that, that is correct. But you know what I did? You know what? I turn, yeah, the paper, it is cut to have this on the inside, but now it's going to be, this is going to confuse somebody. Now it's a mirror image.
Yeah.
Now it's a mirror image. So that goes down. But I wanted that on the outside.
You can still do it. Just turn it and fold it. You're just going to have to fold it.
That goes in because it's shorter than.
Yeah.
No. Upside down.
You did something. You cut it.
Oh. Actually, I want that on the outside. All right.
Just
This is
fold
the
it
exact
different.
same way we did the first one. This goes down, that goes over, right? That goes down. Then we took it and flipped the whole thing over to the left. And then you fold this side in.
Yeah, but you've cut something.
Side. And
you're going to have to fold the left side in first.
So, or I'm going to trim this down just here.
Yeah, you could do that.
So it'll fold. And then I will take some kind of border trim and add it right here so that it comes out as far as this so that you can't tell that this whole thing is shorter than that. So I could add it all along this side so that it folds. See, there's always a way to make it work, but still, yeah.
I did one lady where I cut the horizontal one on the right side instead of the left side, so I have my flaps are messed up.
So, but that should be the bottom. That should be the top. Yeah, it is. And none of the clock is showing on the flap. That's kind of funny. But I guess that is kind of cool though, because when you open it up, the clock's all on the inside. And
Yeah.
you can see the clock on the outside. It would be all cut up into bitty pieces. Except I'm going to put pockets here. But I could also do a corner tuck to make it smaller, so I could see this cool stuff. Do a pocket here. We could do angled on all of them.
Before cutting, make sure. Yeah, you had it upside down when you cut.
I think I did. I probably turned the paper upside down. Haste makes waste, but not going to waste it. Going to make it work. I could also make that. I could just fold the left side in first, fold this side over.
Well, let's show Glennis this stuff real quick.
and then I could add another flap right here.
This is what Glennis made.
Oh, pretty. That's pretty. I like the purple one. Recognize that.
No, it should not. The second score should not be 8.5. It has to be 9, Glennis, because they have to be different sizes.
3.5 and 9.
Yeah.
So if this makes sense,
your paper can be a little off.
what I'm gonna do, where we flipped it over and we turned the right in first with the pocket, and then we turn the left in, and there's the flap. I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna bring the left in first, and it's still gonna have a flap, But what I'm going to do is add some journaling notepad to this flap, tags and a journaling notepad to that flap. And then the right side will go over it. There is no flap. So I'll take a piece of paper from this paper pack and I will make a flap. I'll make it the same width. I'll score it at 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. I'll fold it down like that. And then I'll put something in here that covers that so you don't see that it's added on. And I will just make a flap, same paper. So the front can still have the flap and the back can still have the flap.
Now on this one is perfect.
Yeah.
Because I made sure it was 12 by 12 before I started.
Yeah.
This one was just a little bit too big because it was just over 12. When you pulled it out of the book, it just didn't.
Good night, Sandy. Yeah, I love that one with the all the measuring tapes on it though. It's very cool.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, but it was just that was the first one I made. It's just a little off, and it also comes in with the way you fold it too. If you don't fold it quite right, it's going to be off a little bit.
And yeah, so I didn't even think to double check the size of the paper to make sure it was exactly 12 by 12. But yeah, it's all right. It'll work. It'll go rogue, as Margie says. Yeah. There it is from
Grade it and cover it.
I could even take a piece of that right here, let time machine show, and a piece of the clock, let that be the flap. Yeah. Or just start it down here and have that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it'll work. I'll do it, and then I'll put a picture in, or pictures, so you'll see. Yeah, it'll just have additional flap inside that it'll have one more flap than the original. But see, that just goes to show that if you fold it wrong, if you cut it wrong, don't throw it away. It doesn't matter. Just play with it. And if you have to add some paper to get the look that you want, if I wanted both, if I want to make sure I have the flap in front, or I could do that and I could turn it around and let this be the front. I kind of like that. Okay. Instead of now,
we have the ones that, where's that one that
I could let that be the front, and then this is going to have a pocket. There's got to be a score mark off because look at that. That is the same.
Yeah, you flipped it or something. Like, see, this one, I cut the horizontal on the right side, so I don't have a
pocket. It's not. It's the same length. It should be shorter than that. I just measured them on here, but it should. But something's wrong because it should be shorter. Maybe my scoreboard changed its numbers. Yeah, so I obviously scored that off by 1/2 an inch. That's what I'm going to say. But I might just turn it around and I'll cut this one, let that be a pocket, and let this be the front because I really like the time machine, even though it's upside down. I like all of this. What?
Spore gremlins.
Yeah, really. Okay. And then when you open it, we'll still have that. And so then the front is actually the middle section. That'll open out there. That one will open out there. I can still put pockets in there. And yeah, just a whole other way to do a folio. The center section becomes the front because I like what's there on the paper. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. I hope you did enjoy the folio. It is a fun one. All the folios are fun. They're all different. That's exactly what I did with my, didn't throw them away. I just played with him until he was what I needed. Play with him, add a little here, add a little there, cut a little bit off. My scoreboard has changed at times too and then gone back to normal. Yeah, go figure, Margie. It's those darn gremlins. I know, it's those craft gremlins. Well, that one worked. Now I can see exactly what I did because this should be shorter than this piece because it's a pocket. It should be about right there. And so it's half an inch off. And I can tell, but that's okay because I like this as the front. So it's now going to be a folio that opens from both sides instead of just one. Well, it kind of did anyway. So, just opens differently. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yes. Thank you for reminding us, Sylvia. We appreciate it. Don't forget a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. If you've had any fun here tonight, or if you've seen anything that you thought was of value to help you make folios, please do give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to come back and leave a comment. And in the comment, put hashtag 1000 subs because we are really getting close and we're going to be doing that drawing soon. And
Penny's been searching for 3 days. I shouldn't laugh, Penny. I'm not laughing. We've all done that.
Laughing with you. Those dang scoreboard gremlins.
I mounted mine to my table. So I can put it in the same place when I'm done.
So she wouldn't lose it again.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It was right there. It was just buried.
Yeah, that's usually it. It's flat, so stuff gets put on top of it.
Yep.
Left set.
Yep. And I just wasn't seeing it when I was looking under because I had that 2-level desk for me. So it was in the center.
Nice little section to slide under. Oh, yeah. If you made them or if you're going to make some, please put your photos in the group so we can see them. Definitely want to see everybody's take on it, how they turned out. Everybody's using different paper. Hope it isn't in Nashville. I'll buy another one and it will show up guaranteed. Yeah, that's true.
It will. It will.
HPP Sisters Rock. That is true, Sylvia. Absolutely.
I bought these.
How many times?
3 times. Now, the first time has never showed back up.
But
the second time I lost them, I was like, oh my freaking God. And I looked and looked and looked and looked. These are my favorite scissors. And I could not find them. And then I bought a new pair. They showed up at Christmas when I pulled out my Christmas stuff. They fell in the
Oh, that's funny. Well, it's true. And that's why, and that is exactly how and why we end up with multiples of the same thing. So shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Monday, we will be here for Monday Jumpstart. I'm going to give you 10 ways to use one of our forgotten supplies. I actually have 20. So we'll do 10 ways to use it, and then we'll do another 10 ways to use it. Okay? And not the normal. I'm not going to do anything that I think you're already doing on a regular basis with it. But I have a bunch of ideas of different ways to use it. Some of you probably know some of them. But there should be a bunch of people don't know and give you some new ideas. So we can use a lot of these forgotten supplies. So, and it's washi tape. 20 ways to use washi tape that you probably I'm going to guarantee that at least some of them you haven't been using it that way. Some of you have been using it some of the ways. So we will see you on Monday. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy your day of rest. Craft a lot. Do whatever you need to want to do. You would be surprised what I do with my supplies. I know, Sylvia, my world will be right. It'll be upright and normal if we have Monday Jumpstart. Okay, we'll see you there at Monday Jumpstart. Have a great weekend, guys.